connected.
Countdown anytime.
Okay, here we go. In 5, 4, 3. And we are back. Welcome into the KRK App Extra, part of Capital View's all-encompassing, all-inclusive experience that we give you here, Robbie.
All of it.
A very interesting discussion with Jay Bradford and Senator Jonathan Dismang, whose P.O. box is in Beebe, but he lives in Searcy. What's maybe a takeaway from this week, if not from insurance, what's kind of something you're looking at?
Well, I'll give you two takeaways. One on the insurance this week, I think trying to get a better understanding and a better grasp of what it is exactly going to look like. What are consumers going to see? What are we going to be seeing to report to our viewers, listeners, readers over the next couple of weeks when this health insurance exchange comes online? I mean, I think a better understanding of what those plans are going to look like and how that matrix is going to look is going to be really important for people to understand and digest as consumers what it is that they're being given.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's critical whenever these rates come out, prices, whatever you want to call them. If you don't have insurance or you're just curious. I mean, because a lot of employers at this point have already given their employees, okay, this is when you're going to sign up for insurance, because that usually happens in the fall, and you know how much your rates are, and you usually just you just renew and just go on with it.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of business owners that are just very much in a holding pattern right now, waiting to see what their options are going to be.
Right, because maybe the rates for this public exchange that not very many people, in the grand scheme of things, will be on, will affect what employers do. But another thing I kind of learned this week was the idea that lawmakers are curious to see what the rates are going to be on Monday, and that somehow could have an influence on whether or not they're going to support something like the private option next year. Because up until then, the thought I heard over and over again was, well, maybe we're just not going to support it because we just don't support the healthcare law in general, and I just don't feel comfortable with my vote from the spring. But now it's, well, if this is more expensive than we ever thought it was, I mean, even Senator Dismang said, that would change the equation altogether.
Most underrated story of the week in Arkansas politics, though, was the unemployment numbers that came out on Friday. The state still stayed steady at 7.4%. The U.S. rate actually fell to 7.3%. That's the first time since before the recession that national unemployment has been lower than state unemployment. And I think you're going to see that play out in the governor's race in the weeks and months to come.
And I'm not going to wade into business because I know better than to do that. But at the same time, you have what the Fed in Washington saying, well, we're not going to quite take the foot off the pedal for stimulus. So
right.
Somebody is not confident.
But looking at those employment numbers, though, the governor's race is going to be about jobs.
True.
And that is going to be a key economic indicator to be keeping an eye on as that governor's race goes forward.
All right, go get another cup of coffee. You've enjoyed the KRK Capital View App Extra for this week. We'll be back next Sunday with, of course, another great show, and we'll see you then.